As anyone who's played Breath of the Wild knows, there are 4 barriers keeping Link in Hyrule. There's the one to the west, which borders the Gerudo Desert and Highlands. There's the one to the north, which connects to a peninsula in the Akala region. And then there are the ones in the south and east, which are just stuck in the middle of the ocean. If Link tries to go past these points, he'll be told he can go no further. For all intents and purposes, these barriers are the edge of the world. Anything beyond that is irrelevant and usually not solid in the slightest. Yet despite this, we've always wondered something. Namely, where does the map truly end? Where in the world are Hyrule's true borders? Because it's clear the barriers aren't that. They may be the borders of Link's quest, but they're not the actual end of the world. So in this video, we're going to test that and see exactly where Hyrule truly ends. Starting with the north boundary, since that was the first one we crossed. After using moon jump and explosion launches to get past the ceiling, we go past the north barrier and realise that the land itself actually stretches out an awfully long way. We've got miles upon miles of empty hills on top of the cliffs. More and more mountains beyond the edge of the visible area. Before eventually reaching a giant drop at the edge of a mysterious plateau. Turns out the cliffs around Hyrule's north edge are actually a raised mountain of sorts, and the land's elevation drops soon after. Regardless, after many more hours of going past mountains and valleys, we finally reach it. The north edge of the world, this lonely beach on an endless ocean north of Hyrule's official borders. So that's one down. On to the south border, which doesn't really exist. Beyond the south of Hyrule is nothing but an endless ocean, which eventually gives way to an infinite void. Presumably, the devs didn't think anything else was needed past this direction. Either way, let's go west now. After the Gerudo Desert's borders, we encounter a ton more desert, including all sorts of interesting plateaus and mountains not usually visible to the player. Yeah, none of them are solid mind you, but they look cool nonetheless and are as interesting as any of the landscapes in the main game. And like the rest of the world, they too lead to the world's edge. Except here's the thing, the ocean isn't actually where the land ends. No, the mountains over here are. So, after we spend another 20 or so minutes jumping over empty water, we eventually reach them and find Hyrule's westernmost boundaries. Another lonely beachside found thousands of miles past the edge of the map. And that just leaves us with the last edge, the last border we yet to see. That being the eastern edge of the world. But this one is a bit more interesting. Why? Because while 99% of the map here is empty, there are indeed 3 remote islands barely visible in the distance. And if we go over there, we find all 3 are fully modelled. There's the southern one, which seems like a sandbank floating in the middle of nothingness. Plus 2 larger islands, which almost have a crescent shape. None of this stuff is seen by the player, and it could easily have been replaced by a simple skybox texture. But it's part of a fully modelled landscape nonetheless. So yeah, those are the true borders of Hyrule. The true edges of the landscape players are usually unable to reach. Places in Hyrule that no one in history has been able to see till now. Let's hope they make an appearance in Breath of the Wild 2 later this year. Regardless, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to our channel if you wish to see more, then leave your thoughts in the comments below on the Discord server today.